Bringing you the latest news from Bucks County, this is the Courier Times Update with Rachel Cannell.
This Courier Times Update is brought to you by St. Mary Medical Center in Langhorne, Pennsylvania. It's your health, expect more. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Alex Finney reporting from the Courier Times newsroom with your news update on this Tuesday, May 21st. Rachel Cannelli is off today. After nearly an 8-hour deliberation, 20-year-old Jermaine Jackson, dubbed by prosecutors as the mastermind of the murder plot that resulted in the death of Levittown musician Danny DeGennaro, was found guilty of second-degree murder by a Bucks County jury yesterday. Jackson did not actually pull the trigger. The other defendant, Breon Powell, who will be facing trial in June, is accused of doing that. However, jurors agreed with the prosecution's position that Jackson orchestrated and controlled every detail of this attempted robbery, including coordinating the crime and recruiting the other participants.
He was the man with the master plan. He was the person that recruited all of the other members of his crew. Without him, they don't carry out this robbery that turns into a murder. They see that it is possible to get justice in this case.
The important work is done in the courtrooms where guilt and innocence is determined. And it appears that that's what's happened in this case.
Second-degree murder carries a mandatory life sentence with no chance of parole. The jury also found Jackson guilty of robbery and conspiracy to commit both robbery and burglary. Jackson plans to appeal the decision, and for more information on the outcome of this trial, you can find reporter Lori Mason-Schroeder's story at buckscountycouriertimes.com. Neshaminy School Board officials face an onslaught from concerned parents Monday night at a public meeting regarding the potential closure of Samuel Everett, Southampton, and Olivia Heckman elementary schools. The schools are in danger of closing due to issues ranging from district-wide enrollment decreases to the cost of maintaining and staffing the deteriorating schools. And while parents agree there are problems that need fixing, they disagree with how the school board plans to do it.
It's the first blade, right? And we will go through the process, and at the end of the day, if we will make a decision.
Now, I know people who specifically moved here to have Mrs. Arnold as a kindergarten teacher. Okay, I know this, and that's exactly the argument, is that you guys have already made the decision. So my fight is for this school.
Discussions ranged from longer bus rides to decreasing home values at Monday night's meeting. Board officials stressed that there are many steps that need to be taken before any plan can be finalized. And reporter Christian Menno has more on this story on our website. Well, it is primary election day in Bucks County, and the Courier Times presents the Philly Burbs Interactive Voters Guide, a tool which will allow you to enter your location and find the representatives running for office in your area. The guide gives detailed information and background on the individual candidates, and it also allows you to see what your complete ballot will look like. The Pennsbury High School Senior Prom is known for its grand reputation and dramatic entrances. Well, on Saturday night, however, it was a pair of dramatic exits that captured the attention after seniors Ryan Adams and Tyler Wachter of Falls were arrested and placed in the back of a police car. The two 18-year-olds were charged with assault and other offenses after Adams got into a physical altercation with a teacher when he tried to re-enter the prom, which isn't allowed. After seeing the commotion, Wachter came to his friend's aid, yelling and swinging his arms at school officials, telling them to leave Adams alone. After bumping the principal of the school, who tried to calm the boys down, police were called to the scene. The two seniors are being held in Bucks County Prison on $50,000 bail. Reporter Joe Chavalia has more details on this story online. Well, early risers saw some fog this morning, and that has passed. We are expecting better weather this afternoon. It will be partly sunny with a high around 84. If you are planning on going out tonight, however, you may want to grab an umbrella. Scattered showers and thunderstorms are expected after 10 p.m. And when we come back, our own Marian Callahan will be here to talk about a rising issue in our community. You won't want to miss it. Our very own Marian Callahan is here to talk about a growing drug issue in our community. So Marian, we know that drugs are not good, but why are we seeing heroin in our community?
Well, heroin is being used by more youths in our community. Youths are overdosing and they're dying from it. Heroin was once considered a street drug, something that you would see in the corners or the dark alleys of the growing cities, but not in our suburban communities. Well, it is here, it is happening, and it is hurting our children.
Yeah, this is a really frightening reality. What did it take for you to put this together?
Well, I worked with a team of about 11 reporters, editors, and photographers, and it was a multimedia effort. So we will have videos involved, we will have a website dedicated to spreading the word and getting the community involved in helping to come up with solutions to this heroin epidemic.
Yeah, and I really think that one good thing about this is it will get people talking. Now, how can people get involved if they want to?
Well, on our fourth day, that will be Wednesday night, May 29th at 7 p.m. at Hollycong Middle School, we are hosting a community town hall where we will have a panel of experts who will talk about this problem, and they will also invite people from the community to share their thoughts. And hopefully we can come up with a solution or to come up with ways that we can help each other and to tackle this problem, which cannot be done alone.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Marion. Right now, we're going to take a look at a small clip from the series.
What we're seeing is really this epidemic of opiate use starts with prescription drugs that kids are basically getting from their parents' medicine cabinet. They're running out in terms of their parents' medicine cabinet, and so the next alternative is heroin, which runs about, $5 a bag compared to, 10 times that much for one pill.
Mexican cartels, from what we are seeing, are capitalizing on this new market. They've pretty much infiltrated the country. They've set up distribution networks across the state, here in Pennsylvania in particular, and they're capitalizing on this new market.
Marion's 5-part series will run Sunday through Thursday. You can find that right here at buckscountycouriertimes.com. Now in high school sports, the Sierra North baseball team overcame a 5-run 7th-inning deficit to defeat Pencrest 9-8 in the PIAA District 1 Class AAA first-round baseball tournament.
The 7th-seeded Indians trailed Pencrest 7-2 heading into the bottom of the 7th, but scored 5 runs to tie the game, then won it in the 9th on a triple by freshman Brandon McElwain.
He's well beyond his years. I think he's 14. He's like 24 years old. He really is, and you can tell he just wasn't rattled. He thrives on these big games. He really does. He thrives on them.
Let me do it for my seniors. I want to get them another game. It's the last time they'll be playing high school baseball, so let me do it for them. I mean, when you're down 5, you always have doubts, but we knew we had the team that could pull it together. We're a really good team. We know what we can do, and so rally behind our seniors, our captains, and together we did it.
The Indians will head to Unionville for a second-round showdown on Wednesday. For complete highlights from yesterday's game, you can watch Jen's full video on our website. Now here's a look at what we're working on today in the newsroom. Neshaminy High School will be holding a commitment ceremony for their seniors that are heading to the military on Wednesday. Our reporter Christian Menno will be working on that story. A false man has been arrested for terrorist threats after he sent a woman 75 threatening text messages in regards to a $100 debt she owed him. In the text, he said he would set her house on fire and cause harm to her special needs child. Our reporter Joe Chavaglio will be working on that story. Today is Election Day volunteer Betty Farroyd's last day on the job. This longtime veteran is in her late 80s and has been a very active community volunteer for decades. Our reporter Frida Savannah will be working on that story for us all today. And of course, you can find updates on these stories and your latest local news at buckscountycouriertimes.com. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'm Alex Finney, and make it a great Tuesday.